If you're over 50, you've probably heard some version of this lie. Your best years are behind you. You feel it when younger guys at work stop asking for your opinion. You hear it in your doctor's voice when he starts talking more about managing decline than building strength. You see it when women who used to notice you walk by without a glance, and yeah, it stings. But like always, you swallow it, because that's what you've been taught to do. But here's the truth. You're not done. You're just finally dangerous. 4. The first time in your life, you have experience, battle scars, hard-won lessons, and real insight. And more importantly, you've run out of time to waste. This isn't some motivational speech. This is a call to arms. Not to fight the world, but to claim your final form. The world may worship youth, but real strength, Stoicism teaches that it's forged with time. The older you get, the more unshakable you must become. Let's talk about what that looks like, not in theory, in real life, for men who refuse to go quietly. 1. The power of stillness. Why older men hold real leverage. In a world that's constantly racing, young men often find themselves chasing everything: money, status, women, social approval, and endless distractions. It looks like ambition, but most of the time it's just chaos disguised as purpose. The energy gets scattered, and they end up exhausted, trying to prove themselves to strangers and fix things that aren't theirs to fix. But an older man learns a different kind of strength. Stillness. Not passivity, not giving up, but a focused, controlled energy that holds weight. When you become still, you stop wasting your power on reactionary noise. Instead, you become fully present in your own life and confident in your own path. It's the difference between being pushed around by the world and quietly moving it with your presence. Imagine an older lion in the wild. He doesn't chase every movement or roar to make himself known. He waits patiently, knowing exactly when to act and when silence is the best strategy. This is the real leverage older men hold. The ability to be calm in chaos, measured in moments, powerful without shouting. Your stillness draws people in. Women notice it. Respect naturally follows because your presence shows you've survived life's battles and come through with wisdom. This is the true power that only time and experience can give. 2. Unapologetic masculinity. Let them call it intimidating. As men grow older, they face a choice. Either shrink themselves to fit into the ever-changing expectations of the modern world, or stand firm and become a mountain that others learn to navigate around. You don't owe anyone softness or explanations for your strength. The culture around us often pushes older men to apologize for their masculinity, for being direct, for having clear boundaries, for refusing to fold under every wave of emotion or opinion. But your unapologetic presence, your clarity, and your confidence aren't signs of toxicity. They're signs of rarity and value. In a world where softness is often demanded, strength becomes intimidating to those who don't understand it. But you don't need to apologize for being who you are. Take up space with confidence, speak with intention, maintain eye contact. Walk like a man who knows exactly who he is and what he stands for, because you do. Let the world adjust to that. Your unapologetic masculinity is a force, a grounding energy that others respect and often envy. It's not about dominating, it's about owning your truth without compromise. 3. Reclaiming discipline. Why the second half is your prime. There's a widely held belief that men peak in their 30s, like that's the absolute height of their power and influence. But that's a myth crafted by a culture obsessed with youth. The reality is that men peak whenever they decide to take control of themselves. Whether you're in your 50s, 60s, or even your 70s, your prime is still ahead of you if you commit to reclaiming discipline. And by discipline, I don't mean the harsh, joyless routines so many fear. I mean dignity. I mean showing up for yourself in a way that honors your body, your mind, your spirit. Move every day, walk, lift, stretch, whatever your body needs to stay alive and thriving. Nourish yourself with food that fuels you, not just fills you. Protect your mind like a fortress. This means avoiding the endless flood of garbage content, the cheap dopamine traps of mindless scrolling and noise that leave you drained. Your time is your most precious currency now. Spend it wisely. Want to feel vitality again? Train your body like it matters, because it does. Want clarity and focus? Cut out the distractions. Begin each morning with calm rituals. A walk in silence, journaling your thoughts, a cold shower that shocks your system awake. Build strength where it truly counts, in your habits, your mindset, your resilience, because every choice you make today echoes into every tomorrow. This is your second half, and it's your prime. Own it. Live it fully. For the woman question. Stop chasing, start attracting. When you reach 50 and beyond, the endless chase loses its thrill and meaning. You no longer want to impress. Instead, you want to be met. There's a profound shift that happens inside, a quiet knowing that trying to chase after validation or affection only leads to emptiness. Here's the paradox. The moment you stop chasing, you begin to attract not the superficial kind of attention, but the kind that comes from genuine strength and self-containment. Women who see that quiet power inside you naturally lean in. This kind of attraction doesn't depend on trying to look younger or pretending you're still in your 20s. It comes from owning your age, your experience, your wisdom. The gray hair, the calm presence, the stories behind your eyes, they're magnetic because they speak of a man who has lived, learned, and accepted himself. There's nothing more compelling than a man who walks through life knowing he is already enough exactly as he is. You're not invisible, you're finally selective. And that selectiveness shifts everything, not just how you connect with others, but how you live your life, how you love, and how you show up every day. 5. Legacy mode. Why now is when it all counts. This stage of life isn't about winding down or fading away. It's not about closing the book. It's about writing the most important chapters yet. The final act isn't the end of the story. It's when every single move you make gains weight, when your presence and your choices ripple far beyond what you can see. This is the moment where legacy is forged, not in trophies, titles, or material things, but in the way you've shaped the lives around you. Most men chase being remembered for the wrong reasons. The car they drove, the money they earned, the flashy status symbols. But true legacy lives somewhere quieter, deeper, and far more powerful. It's found in how you made people better simply by being there. It's in the lessons you passed down, the protection you offered when it mattered, the standards you refused to compromise. Ask yourself, what did I teach? Who did I stand up for? What values did I live by when no one else was watching? Because those answers form the real blueprint you leave behind. Your legacy isn't a monument of stone or a name etched in history books. It's the living influence you've carved into the hearts and minds of those who follow. It's the standard they aspire to. Be the man they quote when someone asks, "Who showed you how to be a man?" The mentor, the protector, the leader who didn't just talk the talk but walked it every day. This is your moment to embody the kind of power that's calm and grounded. A power that doesn't shout or demand respect but commands it through presence and integrity. You're not past your prime. Not by any stretch. You're standing at the threshold of your greatest power, one that only comes with time, experience, and the choice to step fully into it. But make no mistake, this power isn't given. It must be reclaimed. And when you do, the impact you leave will outlast every trophy, every accolade, every fleeting achievement. This is legacy mode. And now is when it all counts. If you feel this in your bones, If this video reminded you of the strength you forgot you had, type "I'm not done" in the comments. Let's light a fire under this generation of older men, because the world doesn't need more noise. It needs men who walk with purpose, speak with weight, and live with legacy. Subscribe if you're done being talked down to, and remember this: age doesn't weaken you, it sharpens you.